This is somebody that I've known a lot longer than his sons. George Gamble and I go back to our Farm Service Agency days when we were committee members in Napa County with Linda Neal, probably 12, 13 years ago, before I really got actively involved with Farm Bureau. And George's insight and his perspective is uncanny. He's a man that doesn't say much in the public sector, but behind the scenes, he's been a real champion of sustainability. His ability to operate a ranch on the east side of Berryessa, and not even a vineyardist, which is, when you say Napa County or Napa Valley, who would think that there's cattle? But George, we do. No, Dan, I'm just making a general statement. That a lot of people never associate cattle with Napa County, and it wasn't until I think 67 or 68 that grapes took over and cattle were the main producing revenue. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that right, Dave Whitmer?
Yes.
Thereabouts is when the exchange of who is the top of the gross sales. So, getting back to George and his ability to work, I always was in great respect to the way, George, you conducted business when we reviewed different claims or issues that went before us in the board at the Farm Service Agency. It was always, you were a good mentor to me and other people, I think, that you've been around in your life. And I'm sure it just extends way past Farm Service Agency. But I just wanted to give a little brief background of my association with George, and one day I'll never forget, George, is when you invited me up to your property, and we went around in the Jeep. And we're going along, and maybe 100 yards off, he stopped and said, "Look on the top of that tree." And I looked, and there was a nest the size of a balloon basket. And he said he gave these binoculars to me, and here were 2 or 3 little baby bald eagles with their heads out. And I know George has a real love for birds and ornithology, and he really prided himself in the land that he takes care of. He's been highly involved with Phil Blake and the farm community that is working through the USDA. I know that he's done trials for pasturing and moving cattle around, transline experiments for star thistle. It goes on and on. He's been a real innovator, and from that perspective, that's one of the reasons why you were nominated this year, George, for being the Agriculture of the Year for Napa County Farm Bureau. At this time, I'd like to bring Brad Taro up from Mike Thompson's office, and he can continue the presentation of the agriculture. And George, whenever you want to come up here, it's at